I'm new to like the DMA, and I am familiar with like manually trailing my stop, but I kind of don't know what time frame to use and which
To
EMA
trail
to
it.
use to manually trail. Yeah.
Well, it it really just comes down. Are you just trying to move with price and catch it as a swing as much as possible and kind of
Yeah,
give yourself room
absolutely.
because you know they're gonna stop punt to the high, stuff like that?
Because I'm taking
Oh,
intraday trade setups.
so yeah, if you're using DMA, let's see, like let's throw these are the DMA 2.0. It doesn't matter, but they're actually like a little faster. So let's see here. Okay, so a good way that so if you're using DMA, a good way to kind of see that would be like you see like in this move where DMA got violated or price accumulated and then now price went down, you see that daily structure, right? So once
Right.
that happened, say you got in like here or like here, once that move happens, you can be assured like, okay, it's safe to move my trail right here because if price accumulated and then shifted against, then you should be good. Same like something like this. It's like these pullbacks are good places to trail your stop to,
Okay.
because and you could use the EMAs themselves, but if you really want to just kind of like pay attention to price, just these are little micro inductions that are taking place. And it's you see the M, you see the daily structure, you see the wedge, you see the all of this. So once this whole, and that's kind of what we're going to talk about today, these micro traps. Once all that happens, you get a shift against, boom. Like say you got in here or something, boom, stop loss there, price shift against, do this shit right, this stuff right here, boom, move your stop loss here because move your thought is,
Okay.
I shouldn't delete all that. Your thought is if price, went up here, then trader's going to be trapped up here and market maker is not going to come back and let them out. And if they do, I was wrong. So, let's just get out when I'm wrong.
Okay. Understood.
Um, are you using anything like a twin position or like are you taking partials or anything like that, or are you
Yes,
doing
I want to do. I plan on doing a twin position first. Well, half of my position will be a 30 pip take profit, and then after that, my other half of my position will be manually trail.
nice? What are you using for stop loss?
10 pip stop loss, and I was
10.
yeah, for the DCR, I'll take either the safety trade, the DCR, or the right in the trend line, and yeah, I'll do a 10 pip stop loss, like below the DMA or the WMA induction. Um, but also it's kind of figuring out like how far of a how far of a stop loss would I set for my EMA.
What do you mean for your
So
EMA?
like if the price is aggressively trending, like
Right.
I understand the concept of pullbacks, but let's say
Let's go look
okay,
at UJ. It was aggressive
I
this
were to
week.
I were to catch like another pullback and I set my stop loss, but price continues to aggressively trend. So with that being said, I'm still manually trailing my stop. So how do I know how far to set my stop loss if that makes sense?
Are you talking about like when you're trailing that running position, like how far to
Yeah,
move it? So,
yeah,
I mean, like this pair is aggressively trending, right? UJ started
right.
trending when the day Trump said Corona, UJ U pairs just went. Okay, so say you got in here, you can once this happens and you're saying like I'm holding this because I'm trying to maximize pips and I'm trying to get a 200 pips, you
Okay.
know, leave the stop loss above here. Now, if you want to just kind of micromanage it, you can start doing this to like maximize. But the moment price maybe do something like this is going to take you out. So it's going to come down to how much of the move you're trying to secure, and it's gonna be like you're not gonna know for sure. Like you're never gonna know if price is gonna do something like like make another safety trader. touch the WMA to reset the trend, or if it's just gonna nicely trend. So you could always just trail to the DMA. Like that's a simple way, just trail to the DMA, right? But then once
Right.
this happens, it's gonna take you out. Now, if you were saying, okay, I literally waited for this stop hunt. Now let me wait for the next one. See, you would see this induction, and then once this happened, you move your stop loss here. And then you should be good. Like, see, this came back, and sometimes it do this. Like, I've done this, and like this stuff will just come and tap it and take you out. And you're like, man, I put it right above. So, it's a finesse,
Mhm.
but then you can catch it. But you see, overall, you're gonna lose. You're not gonna get as big of moves if you just like trail to the DMA, because it will get basically retested. It's respected, because if you look on a higher time frame, like this is just like a wick, but price tested that average and it just rejected it, and that's where the power of the DMA comes in.
Hmm. Okay.
So your plan was great to me. Obviously, it's like just like my plan in many ways, but I thought it was great. But I thought like just your exit strategy needs to be more defined, to just make sure, one, you're securing your bag. So I like that you're saying you're going to go for 30 pips on that first position, doing 10 pips, because you're going to get slightly over 1-to-1 risk reward ratio.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, anything else?
No, that's just about it, bro. Actually, yeah.
Yeah. What's up?
I was still you know, I was still trying to also understand, because I feel like as a new trader, there's like levels of understanding. Like you could feel like you grasp a concept, and you may actually grasp it, but there's actually another level or another layer to it,
Right. With every
which
craft.
comes with right, which comes with experience. And with this,
Yep.
me back testing, because really, trading is my full time job. I treat it as such. Like over 40
Yeah.
hours a week, I spend studying, and after like just studying the structure, I notice areas of rejection and areas of exhaustion, and these areas being clear signs of reversal. Does that play in part of you like knowing when to close your trade early, even if you're manually trailing your stop and it hasn't been hit yet?
Um, it it does, but usually the setup I'm taking, you know, it's going for like a nice move. It's usually like, let's see, let me try to find a move that I take. The moves I try to take are swings that where the zones where where I target them to go, it should be like, 100 pips or more, right? So let me try to find an example. Let me show my odd example, because this is a trade, a few of us who do these trend line breakouts, because what we look for is this. I'll just do this quick. We look for this obvious trend, right? And then we wait for the trend to be induced against as we perceive it, because what we see is, basically once price get back to this trend line, everyone wants to sell it because they saw these taps, but then
Right.
price breaks out. Once price breaks out, those breakout traders say, okay, price is actually a buy. They buy, but really I'm going with the shift, going with the trend, and I just wait for these micro, these N's and W's, these DCRs on the lower time frame, right? So when this is a trade I actually took, and I was gonna give the example. It was, let me see. Oh, okay. It was actually this trade. Trying to remember where I entered. Okay.
Hmm.
So something like this, because what I perceived was, and my guy was telling me, and what I perceived was that this is accumulation, first leg, second leg, wedge, but it wasn't so aggressive on the second leg. But this is in line with this overall downtrend on a macro. Now for this move, the target is going to be, you know, at least down here, because this this is where price was. So I expect it to, even if price were to reverse on this type of setup, I would, not to say expect, but I would speculate that it should break this low, play around. You know, this is 200 pips on odd USD, but you see, what I do, what I also do is, to know for my risk reward to even be decent enough, is to say, there, you see this area that's just been being played off of all this time, this fake support, right?
Right.
So this how I'm, you know, this is like how I measure these scalp entries, these sniper entries. I need to be able to, if price comes to this low, I can take my first position. So look, 30 pips. So you get your risk. And for me, I just let it go. If price, say price comes here, which could be like an area you're talking about, and then it shows signs of, you know, rejection,
Right.
it could very well just go up. But I would let it stop me out based on my criteria. So I would, like everything we were talking about, just trail into the DMA, waiting for that, you know, that micro stop punt, that you know, that daily move, something like this. Keep my stop loss here. If price reject this, I just leave it. If it come out, take me out. Not, because that's kind of the thing. If you're trying to catch swings, you have to give it that room, and you set a target that makes sense for the trap, all of that, etc. But if you, some people are more like, I'm just getting my pips. Like, I'm going for 30 pips. I'm gonna go for 80. I'm gonna go for 50. And if price gets here, you know, it start bouncing up. You know, I'm just gonna close it. Take my pips. You know, which is great. That's 80 pips. Just take your 80 pips and run. But maybe you don't. You just trail, and you take you out at 57 pips. But if not, it go on 200. So
Right. It
it's
come
all
with
a
it.
finesse. Yeah, it come
Right.
with it, exactly.
Oh
But
shit.
all I tell my students, my friends, is secure that bag. So if you're telling me you're getting that 30 pips initially, I know that you're over, you know, you're getting your risk off the table, and your account's going to be able to survive. As long as you're taking high quality setups, your account's going to grow. And then when you
Right.
get these bigger trades, this is like the icing on the cake. This is when you treat yourself, because you took GR and it dropped for 400 pips, and you just played it right that day and you caught it. But that won't happen if you are taking, you know, 50, 60 pips. And it's going to be those ones where, man, I could have held this and got all these pips, you know. And when you're looking back
Right.
at it 2 weeks later, so
Makes perfect sense. It's like you said in the video. I think it was recent. You said it's just like a day of just good fishing. You feel me? You come back with a lot of fish. It just happened to be one of those days.
right, exactly. And then, like, you know, some days you just want to get out the market. By the end of that day, you see your move finishing and you just close it, and that's okay too. Um, so it'll really come down to like what you like. But what I do recommend is, if you're not comfortable with holding these trades for a long time and sitting there waiting for it, even with taking off your risk, just leave like small positions. That's what a lot of us do. Like, even if you leave a 0.01 and you close all your position and you're just testing it to see how long you could trail it, or I'm gonna leave it at break even though it's 50 pips in profit. Let's see. And then it go up 40 pips, and then it drop 100. You know what I'm saying? You never know. So
Correct.
use your risk to test out these, you know, explore the market and gain that experience.
Okay. Makes perfect sense. Thank you so much, bro. You definitely helped me out a lot. I definitely have a clear understanding.
Awesome, awesome. Well, yeah, I'll definitely, hit me up. You got my name on here, so let me check
You
the chat
already know.
already, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna send
Uh,
you. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send you like a final revised version of my trading plan before I print out copies.
okay, yeah, do it for sure.
All right. Thank you, bro.
All right, anytime. So Faison says, I'm new to this style of trading. I just joined Forex here a week ago. Do you have any tips? Because I get confused. Everybody has a different strategy. Yes. I recommend you find one mentor, one trading style, and you stick to it. You just want to basically kind of follow into one person. So I always recommend learning with Brandon. If you're in the academy, you can learn right through him. He you can learn through me, Mark, Human. We'll all teach you this, but like the way me and Human learn and the way we trade is we do these DCRs, these ECRs, these retests of the EMAs, and it's really just an entry method at the end of the day, but it's a powerful entry method because it entails you having a tight entry with a tight stop loss, and it's a great way to not blow your account, put shortly, because certain moves with certain mentors with certain trading styles, they may require a larger stop loss based on what you're looking for, based on how you need to be wrong, what you need to see to be wrong, right? So I do recommend, if you're new, you definitely want to learn everything Dylan has, because what Dylan is going to teach you is that pure market structure, and you need to understand the market to its fullest. The more you can understand that the market is a sine wave, the market is a multifractal that is manipulated, all of these things, that's how you advance. So definitely, I would say hit up Brandon. Now, Mark, he's going to teach you a lot of traps. They're advanced traps. So it is going to be a higher degree of difficulty with that, but that's what you need to really take your trading to the next level. So you're going to want to hit that up anyway. Now, me and Human, we're actually students of Mark, students of Dylan, Brandon. So we kind of mixed it all up, right? So a lot, when you learn from Human, you're going to learn the DMA system. And a lot of that is going to be predicated on just understanding market structure, right? It's not just, oh, these EMAs cross, you sell, you buy. So I would say we all are trading one strategy for the most part, and that is, the strategy is trade in line with the market maker, wait for dumb money, as we call it, or wait for the retail to be trapped and trade against them. And if we're trading the trap itself, we're aware of the trap. So we're all woke traders. We all have different entry methods, but even hit me up. I can show you how I trade. It's a low risk, high reward type style. Emmy, you're late. You still in here, bro? Okay, we actually got a few people in here. What up, Tony? Suri's in here. Veronica, Serene. I need some water. Let's see. Anybody want to be unmuted and talk? Tell me what's up. AU got you too. If this seller's trap doesn't work this time for me, I will start considering peak formation low. Yeah, actually, I'm going to show you something, because I was showing the trade I took. And we still get pips off of this, even when these moves don't work out. And let's see, went to my 14 EMA myself a lot. I am on a sponsored silence. Whatever. So, I think that, okay. So yeah, what I was talking about, basically, it was these micro trades. These basically, they're 1 minute ECRs, guys. And even when you get trapped in a trap, man, I've been loving them because somehow I still profit. That's the beauty of this. So structure is really everything. So it's a way that I get in the trade right here. EMAs cross, retest, get in. This was the trade I took. Micro wedge, right? Pullback. And I actually got in before the EMAs crossed on the 1 minute. I was pretty proud of this trade because, at the end of the day, EMAs, DMAs, it's all going to be a lagging indicator. So sometimes you just got to beat it to the punch. Yeah, it happens all the time. Look. But yeah, I wanted to show y'all something, and let me see what the chat's saying. Yo, what? Yeah, so what I was gonna say, Emmy, is I was considering peak formation low too because of the whole propaganda or whatever, the fundamentals of the coronavirus. Because I was looking at the dollar index today. So this was the day that Trump passed a bill to Congress about the coronavirus right here. This can't be real, you know? When structure predicts something like this. Happened to retest the high of the beginning of last, what is it, fourth quarter, October 1st. So this is quarterly stuff. Like these are bank books. Now, ever since that day, Corona scare, whatever, price been shooting down. So all the markets shooting down. Let's look. I was looking at Delta Airlines because I don't know why. What do you know? Ew, it's gross. What do you know? Happy effing Valentine's Day. Look, right on the 24th, dumping. S&P, how do you do S&P? P 500. What do you know? What do you know? But yeah, still uptrend. Got in there too. So AU 3 times hit my break even on stop loss every time. Because buyers trap not working when they should. I mean, yeah, that could be it. Or they just need more like more, liquidity. Because like bro, it could just like, oh, we need a little more. And still just be inducing. Sometimes it's simple. And price kind of hanging around here. So they need some more liquidity, it looks like. But the reason I was saying it could be a peak low because of the actual just some fundamentals. This is where I think they can come into play. But look, like even on this, what if this was like a trend line breakout and it's just to scare everyone. But price may very well come to the lows. Like we'll see. Let's see what the chat says. Range break, high reverse. Yep, exactly. That's what I was saying. Airlines affected because of the spread of the virus. Yeah. Is the airlines affected because whoever got this stuff knew to dump it because it just happened to be it's not as neat on a stock, but even for a stock, like look, 1 tap, 2 tap, 3 tap, 4 tap, 5 tap. Oh, we gotta buy this. Oh, definitely looks like a support. Was a resistance, but now it's a support. So structure really is king on all of these. But what we can do is use this knowledge to actually, get into the market. So when you're looking at UJ, you see this on DXY and all these stocks, and you say you just trade Forex, like look, February 24th. Look, February 24th was the final buyer push for this reversal. And y'all remember how UJ was just hanging around here and everyone wanted to sell it? And now it just pushed out and actually was selling this week. So finally gutted all these people with their stop losses right there. Now buyers jumped on and now prices, guys, that's 600 pips. in less than 2 weeks. In 2 weeks' time, 600 pips. This ranged 300 pips for 120 days. 120 days of accumulation, gutted in 2 weeks. Isn't that crazy? So why is this important? What the heck can we even do with this knowledge? What we can do is use this, catch DCRs. This is actually why I was thinking I shouldn't have been trying to sell odd U even because of structure, because I should have looked at that index and knew this. So that's actually my lesson from the week. So I mean, y'all know what we do. What you do is sell these. I mean, however you get in, but you see the inductions to the DMA. Find a way to get in. Find your favorite way to get in. So UCAD, see, UCAD was a bit tricky, and I think that what is USAF? I was about to say. I really do think that like North America, UCAD, they just work together. So this one, but yeah, look at the Swiss franc, USD Swiss franc. It's actually been going down since last year. But you can see February 24th was this day. And it's actually the day I sold CAT CHF. Unfortunately, I didn't catch the whole move, but right, we're down. We're down. Inducing buys. This was a resistance, turned to support, induced the buys. February 24th, the dump. For this pair, 500 pips. This range, 2 months of a range of 170 or so pips. So you do the math. NZU, very similar to odd U, but something about NZ, it just looks more bullish, like it wasn't ready. Odd U was showing was issuing like daily sell structure. So it was a little more enticing, right? But yeah, USD, buy this. So, just because it's coming to a trend line and people are selling it because of this trend line, and now it broke out against them, doesn't mean that this is just gonna sell. This could very well, that's what I wanted to mention. This is like that trap zone, right? And I will use it, even like on other stuff, to get into stocks, to get into cryptos. I'll use this area to wait for sellers to be trapped to get a good buy price. So these traps can be used either way. My bad, y'all. I actually just came from the dentist. I didn't think that my mouth was gonna hurt. I don't even know why. I just did a pop-up class. But yeah, I didn't really get into the micro traps like I wanted to. I'm gonna have to do another webinar about it later. I appreciate Chart Student, as we calling you here. I really appreciate you, fam, for having the courage to step up, talk, and utilizing your resources. And I like that you said that you're treating it like a business. I like everything I heard. So stick to it, and you're gonna get there. And if you're shy about talking about telling what's going on with your trading, don't be. Let it out. But yeah, let's see here. Just understand it. Yeah, we'll go over this later. We'll do another webinar, and we'll go over the 1 minute time frame, these entries, and really just starting to understand more and more when we say the market is a multifractal. But how can you use that to your benefit, right? You can use that to your benefit to get these tight entries, because the market is a multifractal. So I can't help but see it everywhere. Like you see this third tap, whatever, eighth tap, you pull it down, got wedge breakout, So when I see this and I speculate something's trapped some way, whatever, this is how I get into moves, guys. Even if I'm wrong about something, I'm able to survive because of this hidden knowledge. So you can use it however you want. You can just use it to get sniper entries. But you know, that's 20 pips. I close one, 10 pips. I'm above this. Okay. Okay. All right. We're gonna wrap it up unless anyone had anything to add. I think I'm gonna go get a nap in. I'm headed to Orange County for the weekend. Got the anniversary with the missus. So we coolin'. Gonna go listen to the new Uzi. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Alrighty. Peace out, guys. Good to see you here, Calvin. Good work, bro. Keep going, brother. Peace.